You are listening to Single Smart Female, Romantic Fairy Godmama Edition.
This episode was brought to you by the Secret Society of Adored Women.
Have you been tirelessly going on crap-tastic dates, having crap-tastic results with men, even spending a crap-tastic amount of time weeding through meh guys and fretting over the one who won't call you back or commit?
Join us for our Hush Hush group of like-minded, successful, badass single women from around the world, turning the dating scene on its head and creating scandalously magical romantic experiences that you will cherish forevermore.
But beware, your love life and life will never be the same again.
Meet us over at thesecretsocietyofAdoredWomen.com. Who's my favorite Jen?
This Jen.
That's right. That's right.
Who's my favorite Jen? Remember that time long ago that I said, I'm the prettiest Jen and you were...
You said I'm the beautiful one.
Yeah, and you're like, you're
okay.
You're a B word.
Did I call you a bitch?
I can't even remember. It was like 1992 when it happened or something.
1993, S&P. Okay.
Let's talk about something.
Yeah, we are talking about a topic today for our single smart females. We are talking
about
when is it appropriate to take a break from dating?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. There
Okay.
are times. You want to know about them, Jen? I mean, I guess I should tell you.
Instruct me. Tell me.
So there are things that happen in all of our lives that
It's perfectly okay to take a break.
Take a
from
break.
dating.
Yes, you can take a break.
We want you to mantrage date and have a great time. But
right.
Yeah, there are some times where.
Yeah, where life happens, you know, there's things that cause stress for us. There's things that are huge time takers. Those are your major life events. Things like you're moving, you got a new job, you had a family member pass away, you are dealing with an illness of yourself or a loved one, your child is having a hard time. Sometimes during the holidays, it can get very hectic, and that is a time when
it's okay to press pause.
Press pause, yeah, absolutely. So
I do want to interject here because I think there's a really fun point that we can make here. Yes, it's perfectly okay to press pause on dating when all these things, major life events are happening. I will say though, if you have a thriving, awesome entourage, that some of these life events can be a lot easier because you can incorporate, and men like to be useful.
Right.
And let them be there for you. Let them treat you well. And there are definitely ways to navigate that without having to be in an exclusive relationship. I mean, there were men in my entourage that helped me do lots of things in my life, and it was so much fun. I know you've had that as well, especially in Move, you've had entourage members.
Oh yeah, I had two of my entourage members and offered to help me move on the same day, and I was like, not a good idea. So I accepted the help from the first offering member.
Okay, so those are things. Go run through the events again, because there's certain events that you can use that to your advantage.
Well, this is just off the top of my head. I was saying this, but it was you're moving. Mm-hmm. You have a sickness of your own, or taking care of a family member. Men don't mind being there for you.
I've known lots of ladies who will have men actually bring them soups and things
I know.
like that.
I had one guy bring me some soup along with some Lysol. Mm-hmm. And it was super sweet.
Guys are awesome. Don't think that you can't lean into men during these times if you need to. Okay?
Yeah. The other was a new job.
Yeah. If there's a way that he can make you feel, if you want to take a break from all the stress and go over there and get a massage from him or something like that. Men love doing that stuff.
And by the way, ladies, when we say that when is it right to take a break from dating, it doesn't mean you have to. It means that it's okay to push pause. Sometimes I've moved 2 times now across the country, and that was very overwhelming for me. I didn't know anything about the cities that I was moving to. I'd never even been there. So those were big life events, and I had to push pause and also it's kind of hard to date when you're moving to a completely different city, date somebody who was in the back and now moving forward. So anyway.
Well, you can help them. You can have your entourage members in the old city load your stuff, and your new entourage members unload your stuff.
No joke, Jen. When I left South Texas, I did have a entourage member who helped me do my yard sale or I guess it was a yard sale to clear out a bunch of stuff so that I could move in a more economical way. So actually not too long ago, he reached out to me. We kept in touch after I moved and he thought about coming out there, but then it just didn't work out. But
okay.
Anyway.
So the one exception I will say in that list of items that Jen mentioned is if you have a sick kid, I don't recommend introducing your Mantourage members to your sick kid. They can do things that don't have any kind of interaction with that. So my single mamas, I really want to keep encouraging you not to introduce Mantourage members until you're into an exclusive relationship with someone. And that's why, especially when you're a single mother, I don't recommend at all going into relationships very quickly. I know a lot of single mothers like to do that. They're like, oh, he likes my kid. I need to test everything out. No, just stay away from that at the get-go. Let him spend some time getting to know you. He will fall in love with your kid, especially if he has fallen deeply for you. But that takes a little time to know. That's not necessarily, even if we have those amorous feelings right away, that's something you need some time to see. So if you do need help from your Mantourage during that time, just keep it external from he doesn't get to interact with your kid during that time, but he can interact with you in other ways. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the major life events that it just depends, I guess, on where you're at, where your headspace is during these life events. Like Jen was mentioning, sometimes Mantourage members, and actually a lot of the times Mantourage members can be helpful and really great to you during these life events. But if these events are overwhelming to you, if you're feeling stressed and all of that, it is perfectly okay to hit pause and just take a break and get your life sorted out and get things figured out that are taking a lot of time and energy from you. So the next idea of why you might want to take a break from Mantourage dating is when your head just isn't right. So I've actually experienced this, and I could tell that I was feeling like maybe guys were coming into my life that I wasn't feeling the best about. Saying things such as maybe not wanting to put labels on things. In my head, I didn't feel like I was in the right space. And I could tell that I just needed a break. I needed to take a step back. I needed to date myself, date my friends, spend time with family, re-energize, and just take a clean break from it. I don't think I did it for very long. I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks, something like that. I think it's healthy to take a pause as long as you're not using it as an excuse to put it off for a very long time. I was using it as a cleansing method to just kind of re-energize and reinvigorate my heart and where I was in my dating life. Jen, I thought you might have something to say there.
I agree with you on all that stuff.
Another place that we can get into, actually, I don't ever find myself getting into this space very often anymore. But some women can get in a space where they are very, very angry at men. And I just want to tell you, ladies, that this place that of anger directed at men, it's not productive. It's going to potentially sabotage some good relationships or potential good relationships. You're going to push away some men that might be really good for you. It's somewhat similar to your head not being in the right place. For me, it wasn't necessarily that I was angry that I took that break when my head wasn't in the right place, but if I was more just not feeling like my best self and not feeling particularly positive about dating at that moment. I wasn't angry, but I just wasn't positive. So, but when you're getting angry, you are in a place where your head isn't right. Jen, we talk so much about appreciation and how important that is to men when you're in a place of feeling angry at men or bitterness towards men for things that they have done, or if you feel like Mr. Mantourage member number A hurt you and did something wrong, if you feel spiteful towards Mantourage member number B or letter B, then it might be time to take a break and cleanse yourself, cleanse your head. What do you think?
Sounds good. So I have the final one.
Bring it.
Okay. So the final one is, and this is actually a really important one, is if you're in extreme financial distress.
Yes.
Okay. Dating and financial stress are very competing energies.
Yeah.
So a lot of women can't segregate those in their head and full on walk in our world of being an adored woman if she's in a lot of financial distress. So that's a really good place to hit pause and work on attending to those financial pieces, because ambitious women need to feel like they can take care of themselves. It's a big need. It doesn't mean that men need you to feel that way, but you need to feel that way. So you might as well tend to it instead of putting it off and trying to mask it with romantic encounters. It is possible, I'm not going to lie, because I was not in extreme financial distress, but when I started Mantourage dating, I wasn't making this enormous salary, but I find too many women can't compartmentalize like that, can't view themselves as the adored woman they are, and still continue to date full out. So that's a really good place where you can press pause, tend to those important pieces so that you feel secure financially, or more secure, and then, unpress pause and start to date again. Okay, Lover Girl, it's time for the final thought on today's show.
There are certain times that it is a great idea to press pause on your dating life. Just make sure you are not pressing pause indefinitely.
Thank you, Lover Girl, for joining us on this romantic fairy godmama edition of Single Smart Female. Don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends, as well as visit us at singlesmartfemale.com.
We'll talk to you next time.
And here's to you having everything you want in life and love. This episode was brought to you by the Secret Society of Adored Women.
Have you been tirelessly going on craptastic dates, having craptastic results with men, even spending a craptastic amount of time weeding through meh guys and fretting over the one who won't call you back or commit?
Join us for our Hush Hush group of like-minded, successful, badass single women from around the world, turning the dating scene on its head and creating scandalously magical romantic experiences that you will cherish forevermore.
But beware, your love life and life will never be the same again.
Meet us over at thesecretsocietyofAdoredWomen.com.